Hello everyone. Thank you for coming to the Odoo Experience, and thank you for coming to this talk about web design. Just to let you know, at the end, vous n'entendez pas? Faut mettre les... Voilà. If you can hear me, just do wiggle your fingers. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So just to let you know, at the end of the talk, there will be a Q&A session. Don't hesitate to scan the QR code, and I will answer your question at the end. So today I'm going to share something with you, something I discovered recently, something about myself, and that's the fact that I spend nearly 2 hours every day on my phone. Um, well, actually it's not that much. The average Belgian person spends around 2 hours and a half on their phone every day, and the average European users spend 5 hours online every day on desktop and mobile. So why am I sharing this information with you? It's just to illustrate the fact that this digital landscape is a full part of our life. And obviously, web design plays a key role in shaping this digital landscape and making it as user-friendly as possible. So, little, I can't see the image, but hi, my name is Charles. I'm part of the web design team. You can't see the picture, but they're over there. The team has been created 2 years ago, and since then we developed 200 different websites. And without any further ado, let's start talking about tips and tricks on how to improve your website. I'll just reload because I think... Okay. The image are not displaying, so... Okay. Sorry about that. And let's put it back. Okay. My first tip is to look for inspiration. Pablo Picasso once said, a good artist borrow, a great artist steal. What does he mean by that? It means that while some artists just copy or replicate existing work, great artists are going to take inspiration from existing work, but making it something brand new, something fresh. So I think the same can be applied to web design. So don't hesitate to take inspiration from for your colors, for your typography, from other websites, but always try to make something new. Okay. There seems to be a small problem with the connection. Okay. Okay, well, the connection doesn't seem to work. Doesn't matter. I'll just display this way. Window. Slideshow. Okay. So sorry about that. This seems to be a problem with the connection. Here I am. So in the team, we use a social network called Dribble, and this is a great place to find inspiration for your website. And if I go back directly here, we actually created our own account, and you can see all of our work on this account. So don't hesitate to follow us, to give us likes, and you can also look for more inspiration on Dribble. My second tip is to keep things simple. Imagine you buy a new car. You go to a car garage, you pick up your new keys, and you get into your new car, and this is what you see. So you can see that the steering wheel is on the door. There are actually 2 gear sticks instead of 1. I think you're going to be a bit confused. You might be able to go back home, but it's going to be a struggle. And that's what they are, what we call design conventions. And it's the same with web design. We call them web design conventions, and it's a set of practices that provide a framework for designers to make designs that are very easy to use for everyone. So some example of web design conventions, for example, is a call to action in the header, is the main title on the page, the logo on the left or in the center, or the social media in the footer. Luckily for you, most of these design conventions are directly implemented into Odoo. For example, in the website builder, if you go select your header, you will see that you have different templates to select for your header. You can also add a call to action with this button, social networks, or a search bar directly in your header. And actually the search bar is a brand new feature of the V17. And the same can be applied to the footer. You can also select different templates. Just to summarize the first 2 points, I think the ideal is to find the right balance between convention and innovation to make a website that is good looking, stands out from the crowd, but that is easy to use as well. My third topic is going to be about fonts. Fonts obviously are very important because they are going to affect the aesthetics of your website, but also the legibility. So by default, in the Odoo website builder, we use Google Fonts. And thanks to Google Fonts, we have access to thousands of free fonts directly from the website builder. And one advice I can give you is to use maximum 2 different fonts on your website. Why? The first reason is because if you use too many fonts, it's just going to look unstructured. The second reason is for loading time. The more fonts you add on your website, the slower your website is going to be. Personally, I like to use one font for the headings and one font for the content. Usually, I can use, for example, a serif font. The serif font has feet at the bottom for the headings, and a sans serif font for the content. Or you could do the opposite, or even use one single font for your entire website, and this way it's going to load even faster. So if you go back in the website builder, you can see in the theme tab here, you can actually select a Google font directly here from the settings. You can select a font for your headings and the paragraphs. You can also add a Google font, another one. If you're not happy with the one that's suggested here, it's not an issue, you can add a new font. On top of the fonts that you're going to use, you're going to need to use some typography rules. And these are going to affect the legibility of your content. The first typography rule I'm going to talk about is the line length. So UX studies show that a line of text should have around 60 different characters. As you can see here, we are in between 50 and 75. If you're on mobile devices, it can be around 40. If you put less or more, it's going to affect the legibility of your content. Another tip I can give you is to reduce the right line height. For example, here is not enough. Here is too much. So, and there is just right. What designers are going to tell you is that for a right line height, so the line height is the space between 2 lines of text, is to take the size of the font and to multiply it by 1.5. Thankfully, in the V17, in the theme, settings, in the paragraph, in the headings, you can choose the line height yourself. And by default, you'll see that it's already defined to 1.5. Another rule for typography is the text alignment. So here I'm going to talk about text alignment for Latin-based languages. If it's Arabic, it will be the opposite. But what I will say is that left alignment is your best friend. Always try to use left alignment because the user is going to read from the left to the right. Of course, you can use the centered alignment, but maximum for 3-4 lines of text. Don't use it for big amount of content, otherwise it's going to affect the legibility as well. Right alignment is going to can be used, but in very specific cases, and justified content, so if it's aligned to the left and the right at the same time. I would avoid it altogether because it's more something you will use in print design. But in web design, your screen is going to change, and justified content might create white space in between words, and that won't be very legible for the users. Color contrast, of course, is very important. On the left here, you can see that it's very legible. On the right, the contrast is not high enough, so it's very hard to read. So it's a very good habit to check the color contrast. Luckily, there's some tools online that can help you with that, and you could easily copy and paste your foreground color and your background color and check if your contrast ratio is high enough. So that's very important. Content highlight. It's good to know that most users are actually not going to read the full content of your website. They're going to scan the pages. So it's a good habit to highlight some words to grab the attention of the user. And there are different ways to do so. The first way is through font styles. So you could use a bold font style, italic, or underline some text. The third way is through colors. Change the color of some words or some phrases. And the last option is through shapes. And this is actually also a new feature of the V17. If you select a text in your website, you can activate a highlight directly through the website builder. And as you can see, you have different options. So this is a great way to put some specific words forward for the user. Choose your colors. Colors are very important, and in Odoo, you can define two main colors, the primary color and the secondary, and three other colors that are going to be used for light and darker colors. If you go in the website builder, you can see in the theme that you can define your colors directly here. If you have a logo or a brand, some branding already defined, you can simply copy and paste these colors. Otherwise, by clicking here on the little color palette, you're going to have some suggestions. There are also websites that can help you with color palettes. Personally, I like to use Color Hunt. I think they have a really nice color palette, and you can explore them and pick the one you prefer. Images and shapes. Images are very important because it's the first thing that users are going to see when they arrive on your website. So it's always important to give a good first impression. What I will say is to avoid stock photos. They can feel a bit bland, kitsch sometimes. It's kind of photo you've seen in 1,000 times on different on other websites. But I know sometimes it's difficult to hire, for example, a professional photographer. It can be expensive. So another solution is to use Unsplash. And Unsplash is directly integrated into Odoo, and it gives you access to millions of different photos. And it's entirely free. I'll try to see if the connection is restored. No, okay. Another way would be to use illustrations. So you don't have to be limited with photography. You could also use illustrations. I think they're great for storytelling. So that's another option. Motion. Motion is very important to grab the attention of the users. Usually a website can feel a bit static, so adding motion really will be helpful. You can also enhance storytelling through animation. So animation is the first way to add motion on your website. And the second way is through video. So if you go in the website builder, you'll see that you have two types of animation. You've got the animation on scroll and the animation on appearance. The animation on appearance will happen once when the section appears on the screen. And the animation on scroll will happen while you scroll on the screen. For example, here, I've selected a block. You can see that I defined animation on scroll. And you can define an effect. It can be fade, it can be slide in. You can slide in into place. You can slide in from the right, from the bottom. So there are a lot of different options that you can use. Videos can be used as well as backgrounds. And if you see here in the options, there's a little video icon. If you select it, you can add a video directly from YouTube, Vimeo, or Dailymotion. And there's also a new video block that you can use and drag and drop directly into your website. Number 9, mobile optimization. This is very important. Why? Because 50% of users are on mobile devices. This is a statistic from Global Stats, and it's based on European users. But actually, it really depends on countries. For example, Belgium is higher than 50%. So it's always important to make sure that your website is optimized for desktop and for mobile as well. Luckily for you, the website builder is based on a framework called Bootstrapped. And what we'll do is actually to stack the columns one over the other. And there's actually another option. If you go on mobile, you select the mobile display here directly in the website builder. In V17, you can actually define 2 columns or 3 for mobile devices. So now you have you have the choice of the amount of columns you want to display on mobile and on its desktop as well. Another option for responsive design is to hide a block for desktop or for mobile through these buttons here. So that gives you the option to create a block just for the mobile and to create a brand new one just for the desktop. So that's very useful. And the last point, and the most important, is to update your content. And there are different reasons for that. Updating your content is going to improve your SEO. Search engines like Google, they like fresh content, so they're going to favor websites with new content. Engagement. Users are more likely to come back to your websites if they see there's new content every day. Otherwise, they won't come back. And credibility. Of course, it's important to have up-to-date content. If it's outdated, you're going to lose the trust, some trust with the users. So, to update your content, there are different options. The first option, of course, is the website builder. The website builder will give you access to many different blocks, so you can play around with them, drag and drop them on your pages, and this way you can update your content. The second way is the blog app. Creating a blog is a very nice way to add new content on your website, and will really improve your SEO. And there's also a dynamic block that you can add in other pages, and this way you can display blog posts directly in other pages. And the last way is through the embed code. The embed code, this is the blog post, by the way. So as you can see, in my design, I added a block to display some articles, some blog posts. And the embed code lets you add code from other services. For example, here is an example. I used Deezer, and I made a website about wine, and I wanted to add a playlist for dinner and wine. And if you click on edit, you can easily change this code. So you could add a Twitter feed or an Instagram feed, even if the Instagram feed is actually a new feature of the V17, and it's available by default. Thank you, and to conclude, I will say don't hesitate to have fun with the website builder, but never forget that the content is key. And now I will answer your question.
Hello. So we just have a few questions.
Yes.
The first one is, how do you limit line length in Odoo?
So to limit line length, actually you can play around container widths. So if you select a container, you have the choice between 2 different types of widths. You can have full width, medium, or small width. And that will change the amount of the characters on your line. I can show you that at the stand at the stand for web design. Unfortunately, I had a small issue with internet, so I wanted to show that, but yeah.
Okay. Not sure that we have the connection right now, but someone is asking if we can demonstrate how to use the AE feature to create an AE content.
I'll try to go back. Let's try it again. Yeah, sorry, this. I don't know why the internet is not working. I can try with another one.
No.
That doesn't seem to be better. You can come at the booth and I will show you how to use. Oh yeah, I could always. I'll do it. It's fine. I've got my. I forgot to do that. It's okay. I will do it. Thank you.
Are SEO tags generated by content?
SEO tags.
Yeah.
For SEO, so yes, you can define tags, but you have to define them yourself thanks to the SEO tool. And once you define the tags, you have to make sure that these tags are used in the headings, in the content, in your page title, in your page description, and this way your page is going to be fully SEO optimized. And I can try to share my.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be easier to show you at the stand here.
Yeah. The next one is about the updating. What is the standard delay to respect for updating the contents?
So it really depends on the type of website. I think updating your website, at least, I know every day is going to be difficult, but every week or at least every month is a good way to keep content fresh and engagement with your users.
Okay. So how you connect to vlog contents from other sites?
Blog content or
Vlog.
Vlog. So what you can do is actually integrate YouTube directly in within Odoo. I think, does this seem to work? So there's a new video block. You can drag and drop it directly on your page and add videos from YouTube. You can also define them as background. So I would say that's the best way to add video on your website.
Okay. How to properly adjust the carousel on the home page for mobile, because the image doesn't adapt. It appears larger.
Normally, you can frame the image on your slider. If you really have issue with mobile devices, you can always hide your slider for the desktop and create a new one for the mobile version. And this way, you're sure that you have the right format for your images.
Okay. Which improvement did you do on the SEO tools provided by Odoo?
That's a good question. I think there's a talk this afternoon about the SEO. So that's a question for business analysts. So maybe come to the talk about SEO.
Okay. How can I change a certain header font on the website without changing all of them?
I think by default, that's a good question. Maybe it's a new option to define a font for the headings. I'm not sure. The best way is to come to the stand and
Okay.
and then I can look at it.
How can you redesign list view? Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. If you have more
we-
questions, you can come at the stand. Thank you.